morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got our guest host, Ida Rodriguez, here.
Yes, indeed.
And let's get to the rumors. Let's talk pussy cat dolls.
Whoa,
Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Call out a name or you gossiping or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report
I mean, I guess we're on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
on the Breakfast Club.
Come on now. You can't just do that to me now. You got to tell me where we're going. You're about to get us both in trouble now.
I said pussy cat dolls. What's wrong with you? You remember the group Pussycat Dolls, right?
I do. Nicole
and Kaya Jones, I think, was one of the members as well. You remember play a Pussycat song?
Man, we remember. You gonna play Don't You?
Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me?
Don't ya?
That sounds like a Betty Wright song.
Don't ya? Don't ya? Do you know any other Pussycat dolls?
Nope.
Do you?
Loosen up my buttons because of snooze.
Loosen up your what?
my butt.
Loosen up my buttons.
Man, y'all got to get to these words faster. Y'all ain't pronouncing these two-syllable words fast enough,
Yeah,
man.
that's what. And Snoop was on the song with him.
Okay.
All right. Well, she did an interview yesterday, and she was talking about how hard the industry was on her and how hard her management was on her as well.
So I think a lot of fans fell in love with the music, with the women, wanting to buy into the hype of what we were. But I think a lot of people would be surprised of what we went through. Abuse, mistreatment, constantly discouraged. You're not enough. You're never enough. You're not good enough on any accord. You're just there to do what they want you to do. It's no coincidence that very few of the women have children. I mean, that's the pressures and, the forcing abortions and, when you're fired if you're pregnant, you're fired.
Can they do that?
They can do that.
And none of us would be surprised by that.
She was on Tucker Carlson and said she was forced to get an abortion. I'll say alleged.
Well, you got
Well, would you stop with that fan, man? People can hear it.
Well, could y'all turn the goddamn heat down in here?
Ida, what we saying?
Tucker Carlson, though, that's where you went to tell that story. Like that's where, you know what I mean? That's just, it seems questionable.
What did he say after she said you was forced to get an abortion? What did he say? Good.
No, he said really,
No.
and then she was like, yeah.
Yeah, because it forces. This is the thing with those people, those right-wing people. They continue to push this rhetoric that people that are in the entertainment business are these wicked people and doing the devil's work, which is true for everybody, because the most, like when we did a story about gay porn, the most consumption of gay porn is in Mississippi.
Okay.
Right? It is not in Los Angeles.
That's why them letters crooked.
Yeah.
Crooked letter.
It's not in LA. It's not in New York. I'm saying. So when you go on these shows and you know that those are those people's talking points,
right? You
just push the agenda when they're like, yeah, the Hollywood demon worshiper pedophiles, and that's what they do. They forcing abortions on you. Are all grown ups. You had a choice to say, I don't want to be in the group. Then right. I'm not doing that. This is against what I believe in. And true enough is easier to say because you don't know. But this is a woman who's been homeless with 2 children who had to make decisions sometimes. I had to choose my integrity, and that cost me a price.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. But I'm sure she was in one of the biggest groups at the time, and she wanted to be successful, and she took it as this is my shot, and I don't want to lose my shot. I don't know if I'm gonna ever have this shot again. And
no, but can you grow up and realize like, man,
I made a bad decision.
I made a bad mistake.
So.
I made a bad choice, and you should be able to speak about those poor choices you made.
Absolutely. And I also you think that 2 things can be true at the same time. Unfortunately, we're unable to have nuanced conversations now because everything is one way or the other.
Right.
2 things can be true. Yes, that's unfair. That's abusive to expect a person to have an abortion and not have children and keep a body standard up. But then what that does sometimes is absolves the praise and the glory to the people who make those difficult decisions and choose themselves and say, well, I'm not doing this. The people who say, I'm not going to let the machine dictate who I am. There are a lot of outliers. That's and then smart. you take it away from them when you do that. There are a lot of people who are like, you know what? I'm not doing this. My soul is worth more to me than this.
You know what? Ida, to your point, some people like that don't even get big enough to have the platform to even ever tell that story.
Right.
They ever tell the story about how it's like I chose something else.
Right. Now, Doja Cat loses her verification on Twitter. They took her blue check away from her. Now, allegedly, they're going to be taking everybody's blue check on 420. She said having a blue check now means there's a higher chance that you're a complete loser and that you're desperate for validation from famous people. OnlyFans have blue ticks. So she's saying that, everybody's supposed to be losing their blue check in a minute.
If you get high on 420, you won't even notice.
Yeah.
Okay? And I ain't been on Twitter in like 5 years, so I could care less.
I know. I'm not on it.
And lastly, Michael Jordan, his Last Dance 13 sneakers sold yesterday for $2.2 million, the highest price ever paid at auction for a pair of sneakers.
Oh, the sneakers he actually wore in his last game?
Yeah, he wore them game 2 at the Utah Jazz.
How can you prove they were worn? You smell them like they got a little scent to them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can you prove he actually wore those?
I don't know, but that game he scored 37 points. He had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and he even the game.
They got to scrape some DNA out the sneaker or something. Like, how do you verify that he actually wore this sneaker?
They have to be somehow. They were signed. They have to be. And that.
If you bought the shoes, if you bought Michael Jordan shoes, just know nothing's going to change for you tomorrow.
You're not going to be like Mike. I don't care what. Y'all might have watched that Bow Wow movie and got gassed up. I promise you, Cinderfella, when you put them sneakers on, ain't nothing going to change at all.
Well,
have y'all seen the Air movie yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
Me neither.
I want to see it.
I went to go see Super Mario Brothers.
How was that?
Fantastic.
I heard it was good.
Fan-freaking.
Did you take an edible before you say it? With all the colors and everything?
No, I was with the kids.
I was just asking.
You don't take edibles to go see Super Mario Brothers. You take shrooms. Grow up for once, man.
Grow up.
Jesus.
Yo, who you giving your donkey to, man?
For after the hour, we need Mark Taylor to come to the front of the congregation.
Who that is?
Mark Taylor's a good old-fashioned white supremacist, man.
Oh, boy.
My favorite.
All right. We'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.